Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. Hey, long time no see, right? I have been busy just learning some new crafts and just having some fun. Also, for the past 3 weeks, I've had this mess. I don't know what it is, but I cough and hack and it's horrible. But anyway, I've been doing this new craft and I'll show you what it is in just a sec. But several of you have said, can you show us a video on how to do that with my embroidery machine? So the first part of the craft is not using the embroidery machine, but the second half is using the embroidery machine along with, of course, my beloved Embrilliance. So let's get started. Okay, on the left you'll see the machine that I use. It's called an Addi circular knitting machine. And on the right you can see a bunch of hats that I just got done making. I'm giving those away for charity to an assisted living place that needs some extra help this cold winter season. So you can see they turned out very nicely. But then I decided, you know what? I'm going to see if I can embroider on these that I'm going to make for myself and my friends. And check this out. Okay, the image on the left shows the finished hat, and it actually fits my head, but I really didn't want to model it for you guys today. So I made Roxy model it. And I think it looks cute on her, but obviously it wouldn't fit her head. It's way too big because it fits my head. Okay, so let's open Embrilliance and get started. The first thing I did was I just opened up a new screen here, a new page, and I double-clicked down here on the word hoop to make it go horizontally rather than vertically. The next thing that I did was I thought, what am I going to put in here? What kind of words? And of course, if you're making something really fast right now for Merry Christmas, you could put a word like that in there. Or joy or something like that. Maybe, joy might be kind of cute. Maybe I'll do joy on the other side of my friend's hat. Just pretend. I think we'll see. Anyway, so in Embrilliance, all you need to do, of course, is to come up here to where the letter A is, where it says Create Letters. Click on that. And once you have where it says Create Letters, notice over here in the Objects panel, it puts letters and the ABC. And then in the Properties panel, it also has the ABC. So I'm going to change the text that I want it to say, and let's let it say, I'll have it say Gail, just because that's my friend's name who's the bird watcher. Although generally I don't like to put names on things because, I don't know, it's kind of creepy out in the world. And I don't want somebody to call her by name and her to think that maybe she should know them. But just for demonstration purposes, I'll make it say Gail, and I'll hit enter on my keyboard. And there it is. Now, I did go ahead and measure how big the hat is and how much space I had. So let me show you that. Okay, so I just kind of folded up the brim, okay, and measured how big of a brim I wanted it to be. So I used just a ruler or anything that you have. And this is about 2.25 inches, and the amount of space I wanted for the word was about 4.5. So 2.5, did I say 2.5? 2.25. And I could have probably moved this down a little bit further, but this is the first time I've tried this. And so I was just thrilled that it worked actually. So I want my image to be about 2.25 by 4.5. Yeah, 2.25 by 4.5. Okay, I'm back at Embrilliance, and you guys are going to think I flipped my wig because I've decided I don't want to do Gail. I'm just going to put Birder on the back as well. So I have all caps. I'm going to type in Birder and hit enter. And there we have it. This is a font that I could have used, and if you look over here, the font being used, if you look right here where it says text, has Birder, and the font being used is Block. Well, that's not what I used before. What I used before was... maybe it was, Stitchtopia Wyatt. Okay, and I think I used the 1.5 inch, maybe. Let's look. Oh, that's awfully big. Because if I look how big this is right now, how much space this is taking, if I come right up here, you'll see that that is 6 inches wide. Right up here, you can see 6 inches wide. So that's too big, so I do not want to use the Stitchtopia Wyatt 1.5. I'm going to change that to the Stitchtopia Wyatt 1 inch and see what happens. Okay, so now it says it's a little over 4.5. So actually, I'm going to sneak a peek and see what I've done before, because notice right now we're working in this untitled tab. I actually have the other tab over here that I had used before, and now I can see that I did use the 1 inch just like I was thinking. So here it is right here. So the next thing that I did was I wasn't sure this was going to fit or was going to look right at all. So what you need to do now is just to come up here to File. I came up here to File, and I'm going to go to Print Preview first. Print Preview. And that's going to show me what the print is going to look like. Okay, and I can change different parameters on this, but we won't get into that right now. The one thing I did want you to see, though, that this right down here says page 1. There's also a page 2. And page 2 just tells you what color embroidery, thread to use, what colors, how many needles you need, etc. So we don't really need page 2 to print. So I'm going to just go ahead and close this. I'll come back up to File and Print. And for right here where it says Print Range, at least the way my computer is set up, I'm going to go Pages From. So I just wanted to do page 1. I don't want it to do all the pages. So I'm going to say OK, and it's going to print that for me. So I'll bring that back and show you. Okay, here's my printout. And you probably won't be able to see, but there's a little line right here and here, which are the crosshairs that show me exactly where the center is for this. Well, the next thing I'm going to do, is I'm just going to cut this out, rough cut it. So I bring my cap or my hat back over, and notice I've already done one on this side. Same thing. So I've already put it here. And so I didn't get confused at all, I put this little piece of tape on here originally, and believe me, I didn't have this on when I first did the first side, because that would make it more difficult, I think. So I have this up. I could measure and make sure I have it up as much as I thought it was going to be. Okay. Then I put this on here, put it how I liked it, and I think I'm going to try using these clips. Last time I used tape. And if I want to, what I could do is find that little crosshair, remember, that was there, and kind of fold this in half on that. So I make sure that I'm putting it kind of in the middle of where I want it to be. Usually I just kind of eyeball things using my fingers as measurements. And so I think I'm going to be happy with it right there. I don't like to use the tape very much, especially this masking tape. It's too sticky. If that's all you have, get a lot of the stick off of the masking tape by putting it on your clothes many times so that it loses a lot of its stick, but it will stick a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put this on here just so I can remember where this is going to go, because believe me, it is so easy to do this upside down. I almost panicked when I was doing the first side. I almost took this off and started again because I thought I messed it up, but I didn't. So I'm glad I didn't redo it. So the next thing we're going to do is, well, here we go. On my original one, I used this kind of a hoop with this sticky stuff, a magnetic hoop. But this time, in case you don't have a magnetic hoop, I am just going to use a regular hoop. I'm going to use this stuff. This is that stuff that you score and tear, and it leaves sticky behind. So let's see. I'm going to take my hoop. I'm using a 5x7 hoop, much larger than what I need, I know, but I just want to be safe. So I put this in now. This is like the papery side. You can see it's sort of glossy. This side is not. It's sort of a fabricy almost side. I put this here. I'll put my hoop in. Might have to loosen it some to get this in. May have to loosen it more. Let's see. There we go. Okay, there we go. So that's in there pretty good. And I'll make sure this is tight. Okay, so for this, what you do, so you don't have to try to hoop the actual fabric, is you take your scissors, okay, open them up carefully, and just make an X gently in the middle of the paper part. And I'll have this kind of stuff linked down below if you're not sure what it is. So then I just tear off the papery stuff, which leaves the sticky stuff still available. There's many different brands of this. One of the brands I really used to like, maybe this is making too much noise, was Floriani. But that's not what I have linked down below. I have linked down below what I've used here. So next I'm going to show you how I'm going to place this hat, this beanie on here. So I need to remember this is where the text is going to go. So I'm going to make my beanie go inside out. Okay. And look at, you are... You see why you might be apt to change this to make it be like, well, I want this to be this way because this is the top of the hat. Believe me, you want it to be like this, upside down here. So I think what I'll do is I'll put it this way. And I'm going to try to center it kind of. And I could have made some better markings here. But I'm going to try to center the edges of the beanie with this line right there. Okay, like that. Now at this point now, you might again want to use a pin or some way to make sure that this is attached really well, because you don't want it to move. You do want it to be stretched just a tiny bit, which is great because you know your head's going to stretch it a little bit. So I'm making sure that this line is kind of in line with that, and this is in line with that. Put this here. And then I've got to make sure that all of my beanie is out of the way. Okay, all of my beanie's out of the way. This is the fiddliest part. I think I really truly would use, if I had some right here, some straight pins just to make sure that this gets held like that right out of the way. Then the next thing I would do is just go ahead and put this in my machine. Pulling the beanie down out of the way. Okay, so you can see what way my text is here. If you'll notice when I brought it into my machine, it is not like that. I want it to look the same. So what I need to do is I need to rotate this. So I went to the rotate screen. And again, I have a lot of videos that would help you to learn how to use Embrilliance. And I could have rotated this right there and we would not have had to worry about this. But you can do it in your machine as well. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees to the left. Well, look at that. That's just about perfect. So let's see how this is. I'm going to say okay. And I'm going to say end edit. And then I'm going to click on this button right here. It's a very nice button to have. When I click on that, it gives me these designs here. This shows me exactly where the center is. And then this is going to show me, aha, where the bottom is. Well, notice on my letter D, that's not the bottom. So what I want to do is use my back arrow, say okay, and then I'm going to move it. See what I'm doing? I'm moving this arrow, and when I move that arrow, it moves the bottom of the D down. Oh, too far. There, that's pretty good right there. So now I'm going to go back to this, and let's see what happens when we go to the top of this. Okay, that takes us to the top of the D, which looks really good. Okay, this is a lot more confusing, you guys, than if I had fixed this in the software, but this is how you can do it without the software. The next thing you're going to do is maybe go over here to the right. Okay, that's a lot further to the right, that end of the R, than where it really is. So let's check if we go the other way. Okay, that's just about right. Obviously, I'm going to have to move that little clip. Let's go to the bottom. That looks good. And to the bottom right. That looks pretty good. So I guess I'm going to be okay with this. So I'm going to say okay. I'm going to go to embroidery and I'm going to start. But one last thing, and very, very important before we start, is we need to put on water-soluble stabilizer on top. The reason you put this on top is so that your letters don't get pushed down into your beautiful knitting that you did. So what you need to do now is you'll take this clip off because you've already lined everything up, and this clip off, and then you're going to cut a piece of this water soluble. I'm going to try to do this with one hand. Let's see how it works. I think I'm doing pretty good. Okay. There we go. So take the water soluble now, and I'm going to just set this right over top of where my stitching is going to be. I don't want to move my hat at all, my beanie. So there's the water soluble. Okay, so that should just about do it. We should be ready to roll. So let's push the button. Okay, it says it's finished embroidering, so now I'm going to pull it out. And I just kind of tear it gently, with one-handedly, off of that stabilizer that I had that's sticky. There it is. And then all you have to do now is to take this plastic wrap off, and that just simply pulls off, but I need two hands. And if you can't pull it off with one hand, use two hands. And that what you can't get out, you can always wet with a cotton ball or a cotton swab if you need to help get it out. Hey, thanks so much for joining us. If you like my tutorials or my videos, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you'd like to see some more of these embroidering on these beanie caps that you make using your knitting machine. Also, let me know if you need some videos on how to use the knitting machines. One last thing, please make sure you check out my links down below. If you are in the market to buy something, I sure appreciate it when you use that. It keeps me motivated to make videos. So again, thanks for joining me. See you again soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.